Huh? Is this it? Damn, bro, what the fuck? Oh my god. How do I go back in the room? Oh my god, man. This is crazy right now.
It's there though.
I know, but I was trying to put
Oh.
the video content. Let's go to live. Can I? Okay, let me go here. Edit. No. Edit. Upload thumbnail. Boom. Okay. Let me do it. Thumbnail. Save. Yo, what's up? I know, man. It's going crazy. I know, y'all. Bear with me, man. You know. Bear with me, guys. Monetization. Let's get this on. Save. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. We coming. This right. Yo, I got like I got like mad different lives right now. Oh my God. Let me see. Let me take this one down. Take this one, make this private.
So for all y'all viewing, don't go to jail. All right, yo, you become a dinosaur. You can't figure out what's going on. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, we just blind leading the blind, bro. That's what it is.
We don't know what the hell we doing right now at this point. All right, I think we're ready to go. Man. Yo, what's going on, y'all? Yo, first of all, can y'all hear me? Make sure the levels is good. Is everybody? Can y'all hear me? Can here you talk, brother? Let's see if they can hear you. Usually it takes us like about a half an hour to like get everybody in the mix.
All right, y'all. Can you guys hear me?
I think just right here. Just talk from where you at.
You guys here? We good? Isaac said we good.
Yo, you can hear us? All right, we good. Is the lighting good? Everything is good? Okay. All right, so a lot of people has actually been in my chat, like saying your name.
Oh, for sure.
Like I didn't even know who you were. Like you know what I'm saying? And people were just like Johnny Chan. And then I was just like, who the hell is Johnny Chan? So I didn't know. But then the thing is, when I saw a picture of you, I was like, oh snap, that's the guy that was in the I seen a picture when I was supposed to be with the Nation of Islam when they went.
Oh yeah.
And you
AWA.
was there.
Yeah, that's right.
With the AWA thing.
Yeah, that's right.
And you was there, and I was like, oh, that's that guy. You know what I'm saying? So then I just, people was telling me, and then everybody, even yesterday, I already was planning on getting you up when I spoke to you like last week.
Right.
But everybody was in the chat like, oh, get Johnny Chan. I was like, who's Johnny Chan? I was still acting like I didn't know who you were. You know what I mean? But little do we know, I was already talking to you and planning this live. You know what I'm saying?
So.
Oh, let me hold on. Let me do this because I put the wrong fucking one more thing to do. What's up, y'all? Yeah, we gotta go on the story. I watched the Johnny interview on Soft White Underbelly. That was a great interview, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
That was how did you get hooked up with that?
So shout out to Matt, man. Mohawk Matt, he's a big old Peckerwood dude. He's a homie, man. He's family, but he got linked up. He went there first, and he just basically plugged me in, bro.
Right.
Yeah, so it was good. It was great.
How was Soft White Underbelly?
Amazing, bro. I loved it,
You
man.
going up, bro. You are all over the place.
Crazy, man. Everywhere.
Yeah. Yo, that's crazy. Did you think that it was gonna go that crazy?
I didn't think so, bro. I'll be real. I was just sharing my story. You know what I'm saying? Like, That was
Did
crazy.
you know about that platform before though?
I kind of knew about it. I had seen the episode where the dude had his face blown off by a shotgun, but he survived. That's all I really knew about it, bro. Oh, and Sharp too, the dude from Sharp Tank or whatever.
Yeah.
He was on there, but I never really like followed their thing. Like, you know, I wasn't a fan, to be honest. Yeah.
Right. So like so was that your first like was that the first like platform you got on?
So the first platform I got on, believe it or not, was Pate Young. Pate Young, some Filipino dude.
Right. Shout out him.
Yeah, shout out Pate, man. He's the homie. But I was on. He gave me like a chance like a year ago, just sharing my story. It kind of went pretty good too. And then Hood Stocks picked me up, which now
Before
Softway.
before the software.
Yeah. So and then Hood Stocks, and then that kind of went crazy. I had the most views on their channel for the whole year.
On Hood Stocks.
On Hood Stocks, yeah. Shout out Hood Stocks, man. Lucky, all you people, K9, the homies. And then from there, I went on Softway, and it just blew up. That thing did. I think it's at 3 million right now, and it's what 8 days.
No, I think it was 4 million when I looked at it.
Oh, for real, man. I don't even know, bro. It's just all hitting me, bro, like a Mack truck, man. This is crazy.
How's it feel?
Feels great, honestly. It's cause like, you know, for me, I kind of like to be a little behind the scenes, coming from where we come from, but
Low key,
for real. And but you know, when I seen that, there's a lot of comments that they was just praising me, bro. And now people are like over 300 DMs, people just reaching out to me like, bro, your story is inspirational. You know, like I'm dealing with that emptiness right now. I want to get to where you're at, so I've been kind of helping people.
That's
and
dope.
It's
and that's like that's your path.
Yes, 100%.
Because you're a pastor now, right?
Yeah, a minister.
A minister.
Yeah, right.
What's the difference between a minister and a pastor?
So pastor, it's a higher level. Ministers are also ordained, but they kind of do like the grunt work, if you will. You know what I'm saying? They're like the street soldiers, whereas the pastor's like the head type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, you know, I did watch a couple of your things, and so I kind of when I was watching the Soulfly Underbelly, and you were kind of describing like your childhood, I kind of related to it. You know what I mean? I understand how like Asian parents can be like just like out of tune with like, you know, with just their emotions. Just like all of that, right? How was that? Like, how was that growing up?
That was crazy, bro. I mean, like I said in the interview that it was ran like a dictatorship. Whatever.
What do you mean it was ran like a dictatorship?
Like whatever my dad said goes, bro. Like it don't. And he never said like, even if he blatantly messed up in front of us, there was no I'm sorry. There was no you know, I love you. I never heard I love you from my pops ever, bro, ever. And you know, and my mom just had to do everything he said. Like, it don't matter if he was like, look, I'm gonna do this, we're doing it. If he wanna drink his life away, which is what he was doing, she was like, I mean, you know, real submissive and all that. So yeah, it was he was a king basically. Yeah.
And that, well, how do you think that like what did you think that did to you?
I mean, it affected me negatively because it made me feel like cold. You know, at a young age, I felt that. Like, I didn't care about stuff. Like, people would try to, you know, I grew up around Hispanics, so there was a lot of, in the San Gabriel Valley, there was a lot of divide. And the homies know, you know, like, they didn't like Asians, we didn't like the Hispanics. It was kind of warring at that time.
Right.
And, you know, so not only would I get kind of heat at home, but when I would go out, I would have to, you know, catch fades and fight other people and stuff like that, you know. So it just made me cold, bro. I would say like ruthless and cold, bro.
What was the first fade that you caught? You remember?
I remember, bro. I was 7 years old, man.
7 years old, first fade.
First fade with a Mexican dude. I remember that. And we fought at
were you by yourself?
I was by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it was my first day of school because we had moved from this place called Hillcrest, which is in Monterey Park. It was like a nicer school. And we went to Monterey Highlands, which is this other like little middle school, elementary school. And over there, my mom had bought me Payless shoes. I don't know if you remember Payless, but I had like these we were poor, you know, so I had WCW shoes, and I just had the bowl cut. So right when I went to school, like they was like, bro, you look lame, bro. Like they just started trying to pick on me. And I was like, bro, I'll whoop your ass in these WCW shoes. And
You told them that?
Yeah, I said
But
that.
did you know how to fight before that?
No, bro, that was my first fight.
Oh, so
7 years old.
Nobody taught you how to fight,
Nah,
nothing, right? Did you
nah.
get your ass whipped?
Nah, bro, I won.
You didn't?
Nah,
Oh,
I
shit.
put it down, I won. And I think it was honestly by luck because the dude swung like an overhand and we was behind the bungalows. And in the bungalows, they have those ACs. And he had hit the corner of the AC with his thing and split his meat like to the white meat.
And then you took off.
And then I was like, yeah, and it was just, first suspension, all that. It was crazy, bro. Got my ass beat, but I felt like real happy about that, honestly.
Right.
At home, you know, my parents was like beating me up. But yeah, that was crazy, bro.
So like growing up, like, you know, I could say like when I was growing up, my parents, my mom, they were very active.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of beating me.
Yeah.
They used to beat me like they used to beat me a lot of child abuse. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Shitload of child abuse, bro. Like you know, just like things that you would just like you would go to jail for those things now. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom used to, like, you know, if I was bad, they would make me kneel down on rice. You know what I mean? They'll make me go in the shower and then and while I'm in the shower, like it was like evil. And then while I'm in the shower, they'll grab the hanger and start whipping me. Like they would purposely tell me to go in the shower so they could whip me, cause while it's wet. You know what I'm saying? And then smacking me with the metal hangers and stuff. And then like, you know what else, bro? Like my aunt, they just used to abuse the shit out of me, bro.
It was a free for all. Like your aunties and uncles could beat you too. It was crazy, bro. Like it wasn't just the parents, and that's what a lot of people don't see in Asian households. You know, growing up, we grew up like that, bro, for sure.
Right. Like what type of abuse did you go through?
I remember my dad hung me upside down one time.
Hung you upside down is crazy, bro.
For real. I was like,
what'd you
10
do?
years. I messed up, bro. I stole money from him. I stole a lot of money, bro.
How much?
And I think at that time, it was probably like $300-400, but for a little
Yeah.
kid, when you have
and you was
nothing-
10.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
And it was just bad.
Why'd you steal it? What'd you steal it for?
I just seen it. You know, he had put it in his wallet, and he was sleeping. He had a dresser that he always put his wallet on, and I had seen, you know, the blue faces, not blue face, but you know the
Yeah, there
hundreds.
wasn't blue faces,
right.
right?
But I took that, and I just, you know, man, I remember buying candy. Man, I went to Super A, bought candy, I bought all kinds of shit, and yeah, man, I came home and he was just, I never seen my dad that angry before, man. Honestly.
Did you steal a lot as a kid?
I did.
You did?
I did, bro.
Wow, what was your first thing you stole? Do you remember?
I stole the trolley, the gummy worms, bro, the neon gummy worms. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, hell yeah, I stole a shitload of that. Yo, I used to steal so much when I was a kid. I was a little klepto, bro. I used to steal everything. You know what I'm saying? I stole from my dad before. I used to steal from my dad. And then like when my mom leave me to people's houses, I'm in there. I'm booking shit. I'm stealing everything, bro. Like to the point where like I remember my aunt I was at my aunt's house, and you know they were well off. So my cousin, she had all these lycees, right? Lycees, the whatchamacallit, the red envelope, red envelopes and stuff. So I was like, nobody was there, right? So I was just snooping around, and I found a bag full of lycees, like the Chinese envelope, because in Chinese New Year, on Chinese New Year, you get these red envelopes, and in the red envelopes is money, right? So I found this bag. It was like a big bag full of it. I was like, oh, it's lit. So I just started taking them, like putting my stuff in my pockets with it, right? Stuff in my pockets with it. And when I was in Chinatown, they lived on Bayard Street. So I was stuffing my pockets with all the lycee, right? And then I walked downstairs, And then I started just taking all the money out the lycee and just throwing it in front of the building, you heard? I threw all the lycee in the building, in front of the building. And then I went to the toy store on my street. And I walked to the toy store on my street and I bought like 7 Ninja Turtles, bro. Like the Ninja Turtles, like I bought 7 of them and I was just stuffing my jacket with them, right? And I was so young. So then my mom came to pick me up. And then when she came to pick me up, she went to the door and she seen all the red envelopes on the floor. It was a building though, so she took notice, but she didn't say anything, right? And then, she sharp. So then when I got in the car, I fell asleep. When she drove me home, and then she picked me up to like, you know, bring me inside, and all these Ninja Turtles. All these Ninja Turtles. All these Ninja Turtles, all these Ninja Turtles popped out.
So you had Raphael and Donatello and all that just falling out and stuff.
Yeah. Hey yo, let's live feed. Let's kick everybody off that's saying to go to another channel because we don't need nobody going to no other channel. So kick everybody off. That is talking about going to another channel. You know what I mean? I guess there's some drama going on right now. Well, I'm gonna react to that in a minute. I'm gonna react to it. But so I used to steal a lot, bro. And then I don't know. My whole family, like, they knew me for stealing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was just a bad cat. I just steal everything. So one time, and this is a story I never told before. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to share it with you. One time, I was living in Queens with my aunt. You know, she passed away, rest her soul. And my cousin, my male cousin, he was somebody that I looked up to. He was like the big cousin, and he was like the big brother I didn't have. Right. I used to always just want to be him. Like, I want to be like him. Everything he did, I wanted to follow him. Like, you know what I mean? Where he was just the cool, just my like role model. You know what I'm saying? So then, I remember like I was in the house playing video games, and my aunt comes behind me, and she's like mad sweet and shit, and she's like, oh, you know, asking me like, oh, did you steal some quarters, like a roll of quarters, like sweetly, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm playing my video games. I'm like, no, I didn't steal no quarters, you know? But then, so then, I didn't even think anything of it, you know what I mean? Then the next day, coming back from school, me and my cousin, we go in the video games, the laundromat to play video games. And he has mad quarters, like, you know what I'm saying? So he's just popping in the quarters and stuff, and I'm popping in the quarter. I'm like, oh, it's lit. I'm playing, boom, 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 boom. And my cousin, we walked into the house, and I swear to God, bro, when that door closed, I thought I was in like, I don't know, it was dark. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then my aunt, like, she had this look on her, like, she had this evil fucking look, bro. And she was just like, mad, like, I was scared, you know what I'm saying? So when I walked in, I didn't even want to leave the door. I'm just standing there, and she's just looking at me like, you know, did you steal, in Chinese, did you steal the quarters? And then I was like, no, I didn't steal no quarters, you know what I'm saying? And then she made my cousin go boil a pot of water. And she was like, in Chinese, like, stay right there and shit, you know what I mean? And she made this motherfucker boil a hot pot of water, bro. And my cousin, the one that had all the quarters at the fucking at the laundromat, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they boiled the hot water, and the water was boiling, and they put it on the thing, and she grabbed my hand and was like, tell me, did you steal it? Did you steal it? Did you steal it? So like, as my hand is getting closer to the water, bro, I was like, I stole it. You know what I'm saying? Right. She sticks my hand in the water still. Yo, look, you can still look at my hand, bro.
Bro, that's
like, this is when I was 6.
Bro, that's
I was 6 years old, bro.
Bro, that's.
I never told the story before. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for sharing that, bro. That's
and
crazy, bro.
yeah, that's, you know, I felt like that was normal in like Asian fucking households. Like, you know, a lot of people don't understand how like traumatic, you know, like Asian households were, bro.
For real, bro.
Like,
It'll give anybody PTSD. Like a lot of the homies have PTSD for real, for real.
before even leaving the house.
Exactly. Before jumping off the porch, basically. Straight up, bro. It actually leads us to do that, bro. And
Yeah, I was so angry. That shit made me so. I was angry. You know what I'm saying? And even, yo, I ain't gonna lie. When they took me to the hospital, you know what I'm saying? They made me lie like, oh, me and my cousin was fucking. I never even told on my cousin, bro. Like, he had all the quarters. I knew where the fuck those quarters came from. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even tell on him. You know what I'm saying? I didn't tell on him. You know what I mean? I didn't even think of telling on him.
So
and
he
then
never fessed up to
he
like,
never fessed up, bro.
He never tried to stop and be like, hey,
He never
Mom,
fessed up.
like, damn, that's crazy,
And not for nothing, God bless both of them, but both of them passed away 1 week after each other.
No way, that's crazy, bro.
Both of them passed away 1 week after each other.
Damn.
And I never really fully forgave them for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even when I got to the hospital, bro, I was in a hospital. They told me, yo, just make up a lie, like, yo, just say you and your cousin was playing and your hand bumped into the water and it burnt you. You know what I'm saying? But the doctor knew it was a lie because they seen handprints on my fucking hand.
Yeah, when it was forced.
Right, they seen the handprints and they seen that it was fully immersed. Like, it's not like, you know, just spilled, like, you know what I'm saying? It was like fully. So they was like trying to get me to tell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I ain't tell. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, bro.
And
You feel like that's embedded in us? Like, you know how our culture, bro, we're tight-lipped. We don't say nothing. We let the community handle it. Like, why do you feel like you didn't tell? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what people would ask me too. Like, when I did what I did, like, why didn't you just snitch on? Like, they don't understand. You know, they don't come from that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, after that shit, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't tell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they were telling me not to tell. So I'm just like, you know, it's still my fucking family. You know what I'm saying? So they was just like, oh, being mad nice to me and shit.
That's crazy, bro.
That shit fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's deep, bro. That's crazy.
yo, everybody's talking about this shit right now. But yeah, man, fucking that shit. So like growing up, and so it was kind of the same for you guys out here too, right?
Yes, bro. Yes, I mean my dad would beat my mom, and you know, we was witnesses, we was kids, you know. When the cops would come, sometimes it was told to just shut up, don't say nothing, you know, and just act dumb. And yeah, you know, I remember I got beat with a stick, bro, like, but it was one of those broomsticks, like those mop sticks, bro, like the thick ones. And they had my dad, because I had stolen that day, you know, and he broke it in four, bro. Like, he broke it in half, and he broke the half in half, basically. And I couldn't even walk, bro, to go to school. You know, I had bruises and stuff. So I remember my teacher, 5th grade teacher, was like, "What happened to you?" And I just froze, like, you know, I wasn't ready for it. And yeah, they kind of suspected it, but they just didn't, you know what I'm saying? They didn't say nothing. Like, they, like you said earlier, man, all this, if they did that stuff nowadays, I think they would straight up be in jail, like, for real, man. Like, they'd be arrested for sure, you know. So yeah, it's crazy, man.
yeah, man, crazy stuff. Growing up around that time, so it made me like when I jumped off, like when I started joining the gangs and hit the streets, you know what I mean? I was just like, I was so angry. I had so much anger, like, you know what I'm saying? And it was nothing I wouldn't do, bro. And I didn't feel fully accepted by my family or anybody really around. And the only time I really felt accepted was by the gang when I would wild out.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
feel
that feeling that I got,
Bro, I feel
yo, bro, when my first time shooting a gun, bro, they was asking everybody who want to do it. I said I do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then once I did it, everybody was praising me,
Yeah.
like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Like, so you like, like, you know what I mean? Like talking about, and I was just like, wow, like,
That's crazy.
it made me feel like all those years of like with my family, and I felt like I wasn't accepted. There, I felt like I was accepted, bro. I felt like, damn, I had to. Hold on, yo, listen. Yo, where the mods at? The mods, like anybody talking about anything, can y'all please boot everybody out? Anybody talking about no jumper, please boot them out because we are doing our own thing over here. So mods, please get to work. Y'all shouldn't be letting anybody in here doing that. So please get to work. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So like, you joined. What year did? All right, first of all, how was the gang scene out here when you were growing up?
It was crazy, bro. It's not like it is now. Nowadays everybody's hustling and just trying to break bread. Back then, people was dying for a name, literally. Like just like people was dying for colors back then, and with the Bloods and Crips or whatever. That affected the dynamic of everybody: essays, Asians, blacks, whites, whatever. So yeah, it was way crazier back then. Like, and there wasn't no cell phones, no cameras, no ring cameras, stuff like that. So people was like crazy in our day, early 2000s basically, late 90s, early 2000s, even 80s all the way up to that early 2000s.
How old are you?
I'm 34.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Like, all right. When you were out, oh, the gangs was already out. They've been out for a while. They've been out before that. How was what was it like with the Mexicans and like with the racial tension? Like, because you said the first fight you had was with Mexicans.
Yeah.
Did they respect the Chinese people over there?
When I was growing up, I felt like some hoods did. So the dynamic of the San Gabriel Valley is different, bro. Like everybody beefs it with everybody. Like Long Beach, there's a lot of like different gangs that kind of click up. You know what I mean? But with the SUV, like where I'm from, when I was growing up gangbanging, nobody was cool with anybody. It was just everybody like was beefing it with everybody. So
Wait, what you mean? Y'all wasn't cool with nobody?
Nobody.
Like what do you mean? Who is nobody?
Like nobody, as in if let's say you're a gang from, let's say you're from Wah Ching, right, which is my neighborhood. Like we wasn't cool with nobody. It don't matter if you was next to us, like an hour away. Like it was just we didn't have any alliances. Whereas a lot of other gangs, they kind of have alliances.
Why was that though?
I think it was just like I said, that it was unique to the San Gabriel Valley. I haven't been to other hoods like Fresno and Northern California, but in the Southern California aspect, bro, there was no clicking up. Like everybody was messing with us, and then it got to the point where, at one point, the other people, the ops, they say the enemies, they was clicking up because we got so big. You know what I'm saying? So, but that came a lot later on, like. When all this stuff started to kind of like flow towards making money.
Who would the ops be like back then?
Back then it was like Vietnamese boys, Asian boys. Who else we got? Black Dragon. They had White Dragon. They had all these different neighborhoods out there.
And they were all click up.
They some of them would click up, and
Right.
they would click up against the Dub, which is Wah Ching. Where I'm from. I'm from Oceanside, so not Oceanside, San Diego, but Oceanside basically.
Right.
Yeah. So. Yeah, they would do that, bro. Yeah.
How did you like? What was your first like interaction with that? Like, how did you join? What was that? What was the?
It was pretty crazy. I mean, like I said, when we jumped off the porch, like.
But it was you already seen it. It was all around.
Right, of course. So we had seen like the OGs, and they had back then it was like the Fast and Furious days. They had the souped up cars. Now they don't really do that. They had like the Supras.
Like the rice rockets.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So we had seen that, and then we had seen the women. They look like import models and stuff like that. And that's what I wanted as a kid. I was like, man, I don't got no love, like you said. I don't got no money. And these dudes looked like they had the respect, they had the money, they had the power. It was like a rite of passage for me, But yeah, that's how I kind of got started. And I got put on when I was 12 years old. And 3 months after that, I caught my first case. So yeah, went to YA.
How did you get put on? Like, how do you get put on?
They
What
jumped.
was it? It was a Chinese gang.
Yeah.
And then was it like more? Cause I know the gang that I was in, it was more like, it was more. Um, it wasn't really American like influenced. It was like Hong Kong influenced.
Yeah,
Like, it
like
was
mafia stuff.
like Chinese. Yeah,
Yeah,
like we had to,
China.
like, in order for us to do it, we had to buy some, and
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know what I'm
buy some.
saying.
Oh,
and
that's crazy.
and we had to drink,
Yeah.
like, we had to drink snake blood.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
We had to, we had to,
That's gangster,
stuff
bro.
like that. You know what I mean?
We didn't do that.
Y'all
We
didn't do
have
that.
Yeah, we had more of a gang element.
Like a street gang element.
Right. I would say that we was more kind of like influenced by
The
the
Mexicans?
Southsiders.
Yeah.
The essays for sure. They had a big impact on us.
Mm.
Yeah. So I think the Northern Cali dudes are different. They probably did what you guys did because they would wear those those jackets and look all fresh. But we just took gangbanging to that type of level where it was like a street thing. You know what I mean?
Right. What was like initiation for that?
Just jumping in, getting jumped in, basically.
So
like the
basically, like
typical-
any other street gang.
typical hood,
Yeah.
Jumping in and stuff like that.
So the tension between the like the Mexicans and the Asian, like, how was that? Like,
I think it was pretty bad, bro. Honestly, in some areas they're like arch enemies, and I can't put their business out there, but I know like certain parts of Monterey Park, South San Gabriel, it was just on site, bro. Like Mexicans against Asians back
Word?
then.
It was bad like that,
It was like
huh?
a secret race war type of thing. So much so that it became a green light. Like, where when we hit the county and the gang modules and stuff, they had to put us separate because they had put a hit on us, right? So the big fellas, put a hit on all the Asians, bro. And this was like early 2000s.
wow.
Yeah, so it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. Like that's how much tension.
What do you think like made that like that? What do you think like produced that?
Honestly, I think it's just like people letting their nuts hang. I mean, and they're next to each other. So if I grow up in a neighborhood where I'm next to, it's racially segregated. Asians, we stick to our own, bro. Like we naturally like have that kind of discriminatory type of culture, to be real,
Right.
And so they didn't like that, and we didn't like them, and it just became like that back in the day. I think that's what it was, for real.
What was like, so like, but then y'all, it seems like you guys like are influenced by Mexicans.
Yeah, I think at that time
That's
I know it's
kind of
crazy,
weird, right?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, hold on. Before we go any further, shout out Sean G Motivation for the $10 donation. Shout out to UWU OWO for the super chats. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, so like, let's talk about that. How weird, like, that's kind of weird, like, because here is like y'all are having like a race war, right? But then y'all are like also influenced by the Mexican.
I mean, yeah, I think just in general, gangbanging at that time was heavily influenced in the area that you're at, So we didn't have a lot of blacks. Like in the San Gabriel Valley, I think only the Dinas has blacks, like Pasadena, Altadena, Pomona, and like Duarte. I think that's the only four, and even that is it's nothing like Compton. You know what I mean? So who we grew up with was just Hispanics, and I think we seen that growing up. They had the baggy pants, Cortez's, high socks, like they look like straight essays, and a lot of the homies like look like that. So I think it was just the area, bro.
Right.
Just throwing up gang signs, whereas back in up like the heads up north, they didn't do stuff like that. Low key, it was all about business. It was running, all this other stuff. But I mean, yeah, I think LA itself, just the gang culture, it just like spilled over to everybody at that point. Yeah, and yeah, it was crazy, bro.
You talked about, on your interview, you talked about emptiness.
Yeah.
Like, what's emptiness to you?
For me, bro, emptiness is like just this void, like this hole in your heart. You feel like no matter what you do, like I was making 30, 40K a month at that time when I was, running the streets. And we had cars, we had clothes, we had women, we had everything, money, but still it couldn't fill that. And I feel like that's what emptiness is. It's like there's something that's missing. Even though you're in a room filled with people, you still feel like alone somehow. and that's that emptiness. And for me, I found out what it was. You know, it wasn't the drugs that could fill my heart. It wasn't the gangs that could. It wasn't the respect. Like none of that filled my heart. For me, it was really the religious aspect, the spiritual aspect of it. You know, because all the money and all that stuff is for our flesh. Like it's for the outwardly things. You know, we use it to buy stuff and all that. But yeah, emptiness was something like that, bro. Where it's just no matter what you did, you felt like just this void. No matter what, you couldn't get out of it either. Yeah.
Right. Man, you're so I could relate to the emptiness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cause it's like, you know, I just didn't feel like I don't know. I didn't care about shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't care about nothing. I just didn't even care about life. Like I really didn't even care if I died. Like honestly. Yeah. And I was so young, and when you look back at it, it's like, damn. I was like 16, 17 thinking like that.
For sure.
Like just I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy to look back at it and be like, damn, how empty we were so at such a young age.
Yeah, bro.
And how, you know, but how we were able to flip that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people that went through what we went through, they might not, you know, a lot of them are dead, a lot of them went to jail. Yeah. But a lot of them probably still made it out, but they didn't come out of that emptiness still.
Exactly.
They probably still in that emptiness.
Yeah, bro. There's a lot of people I know who still have that, and they're just maintaining. They're not living, they're just existing. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. So like San Gabriel, like when I go there, it looks mad nice over there.
Yeah. That's the one thing, bro. Like they really made it nicer, honestly.
So
like,
it wasn't like that before?
Nah,
like what,
bro.
it wasn't?
Nah, if you really
because people tell me SGV and all this and all that. When I go there, I'm like, wow,
it's nice.
It's like it's
yo, everybody
beautiful.
says that, bro. Everybody says that, but that's the crazy thing about the SGV too. Is like Alhambra, parts like that was always kind of nice looking. Monterey Park, it borders East LA, so you know it does have its bad areas. But if you really want to see how like the old San Gabriel Valley looked, you got to go to South El Monte. South El Monte is a spot where basically it was all run down. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how it is now, but it was bad back then, bro.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was bad. There was, you know, like meth heads and walking the streets and just homeless, and it was like LA too, bro. It was like LA. You know, a lot of people they get that misconception just because a place looks nice. You know, it's soft or whatever it is. Like, nah, there was a lot of stuff that was crazy stuff. We have our own gang units out here. We have gang injunctions out here. You know what I'm saying? In San Gabriel Valley. So yeah, it was crazy, bro.
Shout out to Wiley0520 for the super chat. Appreciate you. Sean G Motivation. He says, did he come from a one-parent or two-parent household? Did they follow American traditions or Asian traditions in his household?
We followed Asian traditions.
But you had both your parents.
Yes.
But it didn't even feel like that though, right?
Nah, definitely not, bro. Felt like my dad was just like an empty soul in the house type of thing, you know? And yeah, it was just crazy, bro. Crazy.
Yeah. So you hopped off the porch, and then how was that like? Like what was it like when your first couple years doing the gangbanging?
So the gangbanging was only for the 3 months, actually.
Oh, you only gangbanged for 3 months?
Yeah, because I got caught up. So
right.
I went to the pen. To CYA, basically, which is California Youth Authority. I don't know if you guys had that in New York.
We have DFY, Division for Youth. Right. I was all in that.
Yeah. That's where, like, the worst of the worst.
Yeah,
right?
I went in there when I was 8.
That's crazy, bro. For real? Dang. People
I was in there when I was 8. Only Asian kid there, bro. There wasn't no other Asian kid there. I had to get it.
Yeah.
I had to learn quick. Boy, I had to learn quick. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like I am how I am today, because I learned it at that age.
Yeah.
And, you know, I learned, like, you can't be quiet. You can't be, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I had to break out of what my parents and traditionally had put in me, instilled in me. Like, don't say nothing, you know what I mean? Mind your business.
Right.
I had to learn how to, like, do the opposite. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
So like how was the youth division for you? What year did you go in there?
2002.
And how old was you?
I was 12 years old.
You was 12 at 2002.
Yeah, they gave me 4 years.
You know what's crazy? 2002 was when I went in for fucking
Oh, the thing.
the thing. Yeah, that's crazy.
Dang, that's crazy, bro.
I was a grown ass man at that time. I was like 19. You know what I'm saying? I was damn, that's crazy. So like at 2002, you got caught up. What you get caught up for?
So originally it was for a robbery and a kidnapping.
What was the first crime you did like for the gang? I mean, you know, if you could talk about it or whatever, I don't want you.
I mean, it was just like putting in work on people, you know,
like they'll tell you, yo,
basically, like
Right.
get this dude if you see it, whoever, and catch people slipping, and we get them. So it was a bunch of those before I actually did my crime I got caught
right?
up for.
Yeah, they used to tell me to do that too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They told us to do that, and then we would, you know, I remember like one of the first things was, you know, pool hall. Like, you know what I mean? That we knew that these guys was in a pool hall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
That's crazy, bro.
you know what I mean? I did, and I didn't give a fuck. Like all the other kids, they didn't really want to do it, but I was just like, whatever, right?
Yeah,
and
you
then
knew you understood the task basically.
right. So you also said something in your interview. You said the 2 minute or 2 second. What you said?
Yeah, 2-second rule.
The 2 second rule. What's the 2 second rule?
So for all the YA babies, like they understand what that is. So if you feel disrespected in any way, even if the person doesn't actually disrespect you, you got to take off. Because what happens is people are watching you in this YA place, right? And if somebody, let's say, tries to steal your shit, they take your stuff. As soon as you find out without it, you got to go and take off. But let's say they come up to you and they say something like, "Man, you a bitch." Within 2 seconds, you got to do something. If you don't, everyone's gonna start taking your commissary. They're gonna punk you basically.
How did you learn that? Where did you like?
Well, the homie laced me up. When I went there, the homie was like, "Hey, bro, check this out. We're part of the Asian Pride card. Like, we gotta stick together." There, like you said, there's not a lot of Asians, bro.
But there was Asians there when you was there. I didn't have no Asians. Nobody
That's
pulled me
crazy.
up, bro.
But did you guys politic like that? Where in New York, where like you had Asians went with the Asian, or was it all mixed together? Because in California systems, you gotta segregate, 100% segregate.
Now there wasn't enough. It was just black and Spanish kids in there.
I see.
There was no Asian kids there, bro. I'm telling you, I went to like 6 different compounds, bro,
That's
in
crazy.
juvie, and I was always the only one. You know what I'm saying? Always. The first time I seen another Asian person was when I went to Rikers Island, and it was only like, you know, like there was like maybe 10.
Rikers is like a county jail, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. You know, it's juvenile. Like once you 16, you can go to Rikers.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? Once you 16, you can go to Rikers. And then that's the first time I seen other Asian people there. And I was like, all right, but all the way up to then, I never seen no Asian people, bro.
crazy.
Like nobody put me on it. Like black people put me on the game. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like I move the way I move. I am the way I am because, you know, I had to assimilate with these brothers. You know what I'm saying?
course.
Like I didn't have Asian
Anything
people
else,
to
right.
to go ride a car with or something. I had to just I had to learn it how I learn it. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy,
Yo, where's the Mars at, man? Where is the Mars, bro? Where is the Mars? Can the Mars take care? Yeah, we need all the Mars to get everybody in that's talking about anything that's not a part of what's going on right here. So do you know about like the Asian gangs that we had in New York?
I heard of what is it, Flying Dragons. I heard of like Ghost Shadows, right? Which I
Right.
think you're a part of. So other than that, bro, I didn't really hear nothing else about
So y'all never seen nobody from our side came over here and
I have, but I can't say. You know,
Oh, right, yeah.
Based off, you know, but yeah, I've seen them.
You've seen them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I could say that.
Right.
You know, they've been out here, you know, business stuff or whatever. Yeah, I see.
No doubt. Yo, but so when you went in juvie, how many Asians were there?
Man, it was like probably like 6 or 7 of us, you know, and but that was just my cot. So the way that YA is cottages. it's not like dorms. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? Like it's not really modules even. It's just a cottage. So, you know, you ever seen the movie like American Me?
Yeah.
So like it's kind of like that where they got little like cottages anyway. So
Like bunk beds.
kind
all
of
throughout the.
yeah, they got short bunks and then the long bunks or whatever. So yeah, they so when you went in there, you have your cars, bro. You gotta go, and it's more like gang banging. Whereas prison in California, it's more about race. Like you drop your like if my enemy is from Asian boys, like it don't matter that I shot at him last week before I got caught. Like we gotta sell together. We gotta be like homies and family now. You understand? We gotta drop all of that. So that's kind of the California politics, and that's but YA like that was a different beast, bro. I would say that thing because of the second takeoff rule, there was a lot of mind games there, bro. And you'd had to fight what they call the Ranfla, which is the car. So let's say like you came in and you was, you know, from your neighborhood. And then I was your homie and like you had 6 other homies that was your homie. But you had a problem with some Mexican dude. Well, that Mexican dude's gotta fight you and then he gotta line it up with all 6 of us like that. So they call it gladiator school because it's just unfair. You know, you gotta beat each other up and take a minute, you know, rest and beat each other up. It's like that. So it was like that, bro.
Wow. So yeah, y'all had. So you guys were like still had smoke with the Mexican people inside the jails.
Yes, bro.
So then, were you guys running with? Because I hear like over here, you guys run with the black card, and was that like that in YA in the juvenile?
In YA, it was like it was kind of like that.
You full of what's YA mean?
Youth Authority.
Youth Authority.
Yeah, it's called CYA, but people call it YA for short. Youth Authority. But yeah, it just depends, bro. Like because some YAs like there's not just one YA. There's Nellis, which was where I was at. There's YTS.
Is that like the maximum? Like what was like the max?
Yeah, Nellis was
Nellis
like the
was
max.
the max.
Yeah, Nellis, everybody knows. All my YA babies, if they're in the chat, they know what's up. Like Nellis YA was crazy, and it was in Whittier, which is like down the street. But basically, yeah, you had the Asian car, which is the Asian pride car, and then you had the the Mexican car, and then blacks basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so did you guys like rock with the black people in there?
In there it would just like
because I felt like a lot of black people. Well, from what I saw, they had beef with the Mexicans.
Yes, they did.
And then y'all had beef with the Mexicans.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like
it just depended, bro. Because like in prison, it's like that. Like
Oh.
it's the brothers and the others is what they call it.
Right.
Because we're the other car and then the brothers. But again, it depends on the prison. And
Right.
It depends on
Everything
why.
was different.
Where I was at, just everybody was for themselves. Nobody rocked with anybody. You know what I'm saying? So like it was like that, bro. Yeah, it was crazy.
What was the craziest thing you saw in YA?
I seen somebody get raped. A kid raping another kid, straight up.
Like kid, like how old?
He was probably like 16, I think, at the time. And
You
he
keep
was
on grabbing the drink the water, man. Drink the water, bro. So, yo, so you said you seen a kid get raped, but like you seen it? It was like in the dorm, like
It was at nighttime. Yeah, it was in the cottage. Yeah, they would do it usually at night.
right.
Yeah, that was crazy, bro.
And you heard it?
I mean, I think everybody did, bro.
Wow.
Just, you can't really, yeah.
And what were you like? What was like going through your head when you seen that? Like,
I ain't gonna lie, I was scared. I was like, damn.
This is your first
This
time.
was my first time being there, and I had heard that was happening, but when you actually see that, cause look, when you don't just go to YA, you go to this place called SRCC, right? Southern Reception Center. Like it's kind of like a reception. Like I don't know if you guys had that out there. So you kind of sit there, and it's like a placement where you sit there and you wait, right? So when you're there, there was a rumor that if you fight there, you'll get written up, which is called a level B, and then you'll get sent over to the Nellis YA. And in Nellis and all these other places too, there was you would hear that people would get raped, they would get turned out basically.
Right.
And but when you actually see it and you hear it, bro, that was just traumatizing, bro. It was like, damn, they're really doing this. And then of course there's stabbings in there, and kids would get killed too, and stuff like that. So yeah, it was wild, bro. California Youth Authority, I'm so thankful that they closed a lot of them down, because that place, it made you a monster, bro. Like you develop this mindset that's just like, it's psychologically you're just messed up from the jump, you know. And it's like I said, it's a lot of mind games, bro. You know, they'll be cool with you 1 minute, and the next minute they be trying to like, you know, do crazy stuff, and it was just a bunch of stuff.
Hold on, give me 1 second. I just noticed something. I just noticed that I had right, so.
Yeah, they want me to get closer to the mic too. Can you guys hear us okay?
Yeah, they can hear us.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's crazy. So
Yeah.
you were scared.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I mean, you couldn't show it, but inside, if I want to keep like keeping it real, yeah, bro, I was pierced with fear. Like, yo, this is really happening right now, and it was. And after that, I was just like, it made me more crazier because I'm like, that's never gonna happen to me. Like, I don't give a like whatever it is, I'm gonna die like whatever. You know what I mean? So, you know,
And that's what you said to yourself.
yeah,
So like you there was other Asian kids there,
yeah, bro.
and you guys were together.
Yes.
And then what did you guys say to each other the next day? Like,
You don't say nothing. You just gotta keep it solid and keep it pushing. You know,
Right.
people don't talk about stuff like that. It was just like, you know, I'm like damn. And y'all heard what? Yeah, we heard what happened in that, and we just kind of like brushed it off, basically. You know. Yeah. But in prison, in California prisons, they don't do that. They don't allow that though.
right.
Like when I went to prison, I learned like, bro, there's just no way that they would allow any rapes and stuff like that. You get stabbed up, you get beat up for stuff like that, bro. You know, so.
Right. Right. Wow. That's crazy,
Yeah,
man.
bro. Yeah, and that didn't happen just in every juvenile hall, but like I said, CYA.
How
was
many
like,
times did you see that happen?
I seen it twice, 2 separate occasions. You know, different races. I can't name the races,
Right.
'cause, you know, but I seen it, bro, and that was crazy. And it gives you a heart that like, man, thank God it ain't happening to you. You know, I know that's kind of cold, but that's really what I felt at the time. Like, look, and then it started to make you kind of hate even the victim, which was crazy, because it's
What
like,
do you mean? Talk about that.
right? So because you hear it and you're just like, bro, why you let that? Why you like, you know, you have that heart like where it's like, why you let these motherfuckers do that to you? Like,
Right.
And it was just, you feel what I'm saying? Like and it was like that, and I carried that with me like to prison too. Like, you know, when I would see people try to pick on like an old man or something like that, you know, I would just be like super pissed off. You know, it would just come out of me. You know, so yeah, it was like that, bro. And I think that developed my hate for at the time snitches and whatever it was. Like, it just cultivated that heart. Like, bro, you signed up for this type of lifestyle and you can't keep it all the way solid. So I was judging people, not knowing that I was doing that, but I didn't like it, you know, keeping it real. You know?
How do you do you think you fully like recovered from all of that stuff? Do you feel like you fully healed from that stuff?
Honestly, I feel like I did. And it was only up until I, you know, as cliche as it sounds, found God. Because prior to that, no, I didn't. I'll be real, like I carry something with me that I would go like from 0 to 100 back to 0. Like it's just.
Yo, that's how I am, bro.
Yeah. Right. That's crazy, bro.
It's something that I didn't understand. I couldn't shake it. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I would just like 0 to 100 and go right back down to
And
0 and
chill.
just be like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, you know, when I'm young, it was I thought it was strength, you know?
Right.
But now when you get mature and you
Yeah.
look at it and you're like, damn, bro, that's a messed up way to live.
For sure,
Like, you know what I'm
bro.
saying?
For sure.
It's a messed up way because we're just like animals, bro.
Yeah.
Like it was just like animalistic.
Yeah.
Like, you know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? Like
100.
we were put into this like situation where we just have to like be animals, bro. And the
Yeah.
only way to survive is if you are an animal. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And the more vicious the animal, the more like, you know.
Dominant it is. Yeah, for sure, bro. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. But I mean, it's true. You know, you just see red, and like you said, you know, as you get older, you realize like that's a lot of immaturity. Like people, you can't carry a conversation or even have a relationship like that if you stand like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So I had to learn too, like, to calm my ass down, basically, like straight up.
Yo, man. So juvie, what like, what do they feed you in there?
Bro, it's just garbage, man. I mean, they feed you. Like I
Is
remember.
it the same thing as prison food?
It's pretty similar. You know, it's a little bit better. I'll be honest. Actually, you know what? Prison food. If it like you're talking about commissary, like with
No,
commissary,
I'm just talking about what they feed you.
just
Not
okay.
commissary.
If it's just that, they're both the same, bro.
What?
It's garbage, bro. Like they would give you toast that was like stale and molded. Even like we would play frisbee with that. Like no BS, bro. Like toast, you know, bread. So yeah, it was bad, bro. It was bad, man.
So when you in juvie, like, did they like, how long did you do in juvie?
4 years.
You did 4 years straight in juvie?
Straight. Yeah. So my original parole date was 2 years, but they call it maxing out. So you know when you fighting and you catching all these write-ups and stuff and stupid stuff, it starts to add
So
up.
you was fighting a lot in there.
Bro, for sure. Like if you're
Was
in
everybody
YA,
fighting?
everybody maxes out. Like if you're in YA and you're at Nellis YA, like I don't know about the other YAs, Preston and all those other, those are cracking places too. But in Nellis, you max out, cause you go in there like you're the worst of the worst. You're the like there's just like you don't. Otherwise, you wouldn't go there. Like that's why you would see booty bandits and people raping. Cause it was just crazy, bro. It's like the worst kids ever. Yeah, it's crazy.
Shout out to, we got another donation. Shout out to podcast with Soul. How does he feel about Asian and black relations in America? Does he have any black people in his life that he is cool with? Let him know I'm a foundational black American from New Jersey.
That's what's up. Shout out. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding between the two. I don't know. I feel like, see, it's different because in our area, like I never grew up with black people, so I don't feel like I'm truly qualified to speak about it, like from just my experience alone. You know what I'm saying? But what I see from the media and all that other stuff, I mean, it seems like we're all trying to work together to kind of patch some things up. But we've seen, what I know straight up is from like the movies, bro, like the hurry up and buy type of stuff. You know what I mean? And what my parents would tell me, and just to keep it real, like my father was always like, be careful of like African Americans. But it came from like.
Would he say the same thing about Mexicans?
He would say that too.
So basically everybody.
Everybody. But I mean, he would say like, cause he worked in Koreatown, and at that time he lived through the riots and all that stuff, So he was scared. He said that it would be like 98 degrees outside, and they'd be wearing trench coats. He would tell me stuff like this, and he's like, you got to be careful, So for me, it sounded like it stemmed from a fearful standpoint more than a like, oh, them black. You understand what I'm saying? Like it was more like a fearful thing.
Right. Right. So you never really had too much interaction with black people
other than prison and that.
How was the interactions in prison?
It was pretty crazy, bro. Like, so we had to kind of live with them. You know what I mean? Like they section off certain yards. The yards that I was at, we had to live with the blacks too, and a lot of them were cool. But they have so much internal beef too, like amongst each other. Before I went to prison, I thought all Crips got along and all Bloods got along, but that's not the case. Some Crips their biggest enemies are other Crips, So, for me interacting with them, I feel like they're pretty solid people. Personally, like I never had no real issues with anybody who was black. But I can't say for other people's. I'm just speaking for myself. So.
Yeah. But do you see a UWU says, could you please share the story when you had to drop your mom off at church and what the pastor said to you?
That's on Software Underbelly. Share it.
If you want.
So yeah, my mom. So I had gotten out of prison, and This was after doing 10 years, 12 total, but, you know, um, and I was Buddhist, bro. So I didn't care about God and none of that. But my mom, she was, Taoist Buddhist or whatever, and she became like Christian, maybe mid sentence, so like maybe 6, 7 years before I got out, and she was trying to tell me about God, bro. But I'll be real, I wasn't trying to hear it. And in prison, especially in California system, I don't know about New York, but in CDC, if you cop a unlock to go to church, they're looking at you like you're a buster, like you're a weenie, like they look down on that. So I wanted to stay solid all the way through, so I didn't ever really go to church or even gave it a chance. But when I got out of prison, my mom, she was she was basically going to church, and she was a translator at the church, because the church that we go to has a Korean side, has a Chinese side, and an English side. And my mom speaks all three languages. She speaks Korean too. So when we got there, she basically told me like, you should come to church, because at that time my homie passed away. He had died in my arms. There was another one of my other homies in county jail hung himself. He sent me, a letter, like a real eerie letter, saying that he was gonna do it, but in kind of code. You know what I'm saying? And so I had felt death all around me. I had felt that emptiness that you were talking about, where I just felt like, man, I'm about to die. Like I could feel it, and live all my life in prison and come out to just die. Like I didn't want that, but I didn't know what to do. I was just existing. So my mom's car had broken down, and she was like, look, I need you to take me to church, and I was like, all right, bet, that's mom, like I'll just drop her off. And I told her when I was driving, like I'm not gonna talk to the pastor, because I already know these dudes, like they're snakes, they're this and that, they're gonna try to talk to me. But when I went there, they were making food, bro. And I don't know if you've ever had black bean noodles, but that's my favorite type of food, right? And that's
Black bean noodles?
Yeah, black bean noodles, bro.
What? Wait, what are you talking?
Yeah.
Like, it's like the hot. Is it hot?
No, it's dry. It's a dry noodle, but it's got the black bean sauce. Like Koreans eat that too.
Okay, yeah.
But they
right.
took it. They got it from us, basically, the northern Chinese.
Right. Oh, you talking about the jajangmyeon?
Jajangmyeon.
Yeah. That's my shit. I love that. I love jajangmyeon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so they was making that, and I had, mind you, I had just gotten out of prison, so I was like, man, I grew up eating that basically, and so yeah, so they was making that, and the pastor was like, why don't you come in and have some black bean noodles, man? And it was really good, So then he started to evangelize to me. He asked me, do you know what sin is, and are you a sinner? And I got mad, because that's a loaded question. Like, who isn't a sinner, and who doesn't know what sin is, So I told him, sin is when you do evil things, right? And bad things. Yeah, I'm a sinner, of course. Everybody's done bad. And he said, not so. And I was like, what? It kind of just flipped my mind. Like, it tweaked me a little bit, He said, of course, those are sins, like stealing and robbing and whatever, but you got to see what the Bible says about sin. So through that, basically, he talked about how sin was unbelief, meaning if you don't trust somebody, you're not going to listen to them. And so that's the root of how you start living your life, And so he explained that to me. Like, you didn't trust nobody because you trusted yourself, right? Your parents would try to lead you. You didn't trust them because they beat you and all that. So you started making your own decision. Basically, you became God. Well, if you're perfect, you could be God, but you're not perfect. We're all born imperfect. So he started to kind of break it down to me. And then he talked about emptiness. And that's when I was like, how does this dude know about it? Like, I had thought I was the only one that felt like that, like empty and all that. So, and when he talked about that, he talked about Jesus, talked about God, and it made me feel like this, like fillingness inside of my heart, bro. Like, I felt like all that emptiness was kind of like gone for that second, And that's the first time I was like, damn, like this dude who don't look like me, straight square, like never gangbang, never been to prison, all that. But what he was speaking was like, it was like he was taking like my heart out and showing me who I was, but like a mirror image of myself, And that's when I started to realize, like, dang. And he said one thing too. He said, I know you believe in Buddhism and all the other religions, that you believe in. He said, but every religion tells you to do good, right? And I was like, yeah, that's true. Like no religion blatantly tells you just murder people, like right. But he said, but Christianity is the only religion that shows you that you can't do it without like some kind of help, without God or without Jesus, and that's why you live up and down. And I was like, how do you know I was living? Like you live like happy when you're up and you're happy, but when you're sad, you crash. So you're happy, sad until you die. And then I was like, damn, like that was the realest stuff to me. You know what I mean? Because I don't feel like anybody would come up to a dude like me, and at that time was bald headed and tatted down and all that. But he kind of just spoke to me like, this is the truth. Whether you accept it or not, the truth is the truth. Like that's how he came at me, And I respected that, to be real, because, so yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And that got through to you.
Yeah, bro. That got through to me.
The podcast with Soul is asking a lot of questions. Shout out to you, man. Does he feel looked down upon from the older Asian community because of his criminal past?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. There's a lot of people, like when I go to Hawaii supermarket or somewhere, and us Asians in general, we stare, bro, especially the older folks, man. So they just look at me. One time this old Asian lady came up to me. She was looking at me. She was just like, "Ayya." That's what she said, straight up. She's like, "Ayya." And I was like, whatever, bro. But I mean, it is what it is. We understand. I mean, I grew up like that. I grew up with older, first off, we have to respect our elders, number one. But, I kind of knew that they were always like kind of judgmental. Tattoos are a no-no, in Asian culture. Gangbanging obviously is a no-no, but yeah.
All right, we have another question. Is it okay, shout out to In It to Win It 78, is it okay for one to be Buddhist and Christian? Asking because I've done research and the answer is unclear. Also, will there be an appeal from Black Eats?
So is it okay for one to be Buddhist and Christian? If you're like fully Christian, then they would say no. You know what I mean? Like, because it's what it says in the Bible is, I am the way, the life, and the truth. So the way, like the way, means only way, right? So it's not no disrespect to anybody out there in different religions, but that's kind of what Christianity boldly says. It's like we know what's up, basically. We're the only way. So answering that way, I would say that that's what Christianity is. But to each their own. To be real, like I can't force somebody to think a certain way or come to this religion. I'm just saying what helped me out, and I pray that everybody, whoever, like I pray everybody finds their way and their peace, because my peace isn't somebody else's peace.
Yeah, shout out to Julius Yang. Big ups. Shout out China Mac and Johnny. So when did you get into prison?
So I got out 4 years. I was 16, and then 67 days I was out. So 2 months and a week, and I caught my second case, which was a shooting, 2 counts of assault with deadly weapon. Yeah, and then from there I got, I pled out.
You pled out to that.
Pled out, yeah.
What happened there?
During the shooting?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to say exactly, but like, what
it was just a robbery gone bad.
It was a robbery gone bad.
Yeah, basically.
Right. Did you do a lot of robberies when you was?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want you to implicate yourself, but I did a lot of robberies.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was young, that's how we ate. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
We robbed mad people. I robbed so many people, and the thing is, like, I used to rob houses, like tape and tie people up. You know what I'm saying?
Dang, that's crazy. Like home invasion type
Home invasions.
Stuff.
I used to do like stores when they about to close. We run up in there, tape and tie them up.
Yeah.
Like I used to a lot of that. You know what I mean?
Crazy. Yeah.
I mean, did you also do stuff like that?
Yes.
Yeah. Now here's my question. What ethnicity were most of those people?
It was our
if you don't have to answer.
It was our own people.
It was our own people.
Yeah.
Right. So let me ask you that. Let's talk about that. Why do you think it's like that? And like was it because we hated our people, or what was it?
No, I think we just understood the culture. We knew that they didn't keep bank accounts. They kept all their money in the pillowcase. I don't want to give up too much game,
Yeah,
you
I know.
You understand what I'm saying?
But
Though?
I mean, it's stuff that everybody already knows,
Right,
and
that's true.
it's
But
stuff that our
basically-
people are starting to like change up
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
So
Yeah, but that's what it was back in the day. It really was like that. Like we didn't believe in banks. Like our people didn't believe in banks. We didn't believe in any of that. It would keep our jewelry. It would keep all of our stuff and and valuables at the house. So it was easy targets. Like
why did we do that? Why did the older Chinese people do that?
because I don't think they trusted the government. Because think about it, they're coming from a country that's
China.
communism.
Right.
The government, you can't trust that. You can't trust the police because the police would bribe. You'd have to bribe them, and they'll make people disappear like on the real. So of course they're not going, listen and stuff like that. And they brought that trauma over to America too.
Right. Another question for Johnny: when we have Mac on Hood Stop?
Whenever Mac is down, he's always invited. He's always invited.
Let's do that.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I think in a lot of age, now you see like a lot of other races like black people, not just black people, but all types of races that are targeting like Asian houses and homes and businesses and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
When you see that, do you think it's like race related, or what do you think that is?
No, I just think they're being opportunistic. Like I said, I mean, bro, like as a jack boy, like you're not gonna jack like a drug. Like you will, but you gotta really be on some suicide mission type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you want the
easy
lick,
ins and easy outs.
The lick to go down quick and smooth. You don't want no tight. You gotta tighten up basically. So yeah, I think that's what it is. I don't think it's a race thing. To be real, I just think it's like, oh, they got money. Who got money? Oh, they got money. All right, bet. And they keep stuff here. Bet. That's it.
You got mad tattoos, man. What was the first tattoo you got? Do you remember?
The first one was.
And was it like a regular tattoo, or was it like related to?
It was gang related.
Gang related.
Yeah, gang related. First tattoo it's covered up now, but it was my neighborhood. In Chinese, both shoulders. Yeah, front shoulders.
Right. You covered it up?
Yeah.
Right.
My stuff, Yeah.
And then that was your first tattoo?
Yeah.
From over here to over here?
Like one Chinese character, one Chinese character.
Yeah, I used to, when I was coming up, I used to see the pictures of y'all out here, and I'd be like, yo, these motherfuckers some badass motherfuckers. Like they have like the whole Wah Ching tatted on their shit, like boom, like you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, wow, that's like some bold ass, like, you know what I mean? What would be like a dead giveaway for like the Asian gangsters out here? Like what would be like what what would y'all wear, and like you know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you was from the dub, like you would just wear like red. You know what I mean? That was the main.
Y'all would wear red.
Yeah, bro.
But it ain't have nothing to do with
Bloods.
Yeah.
Nah, none of that. It was just Asian culture in general. We like red. You know what I mean? And it's symbolic of like prosperity. That's why you see it in Chinese New Year in the red envelopes and all that. So, yeah, it's not to be misconstrued with that stuff, that other stuff. But yeah, just red colors and back then, nowadays I don't know, but back then, it would just be the hairstyles, like just the way you carry.
Did y'all dye your hair too?
I never dyed. I was never with that, but seen
people
that,
did.
Though. Yeah, they had the highlights and the slick back. You know what I'm saying? And I was always bald, no matter what. Like I was bald since I was 5 years old. I can show you pictures. I think I was just lazy, bro. I just chop it off. Like that's too much, bro. Trying to spike your hair and do all that crazy stuff. Like, yeah, that wasn't for me.
Right. But you're doing it now. Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, man. All right, so while we're here, we might as well react to. Let's get your reaction of what's going on, because it's the hot topic now, and let's see. Do you follow No Jumper Business?
Not really, bro.
You don't?
Yeah, I don't.
So let's kind of react to let's react to what's going on over here. I think it's what happened. Hold on.
The last thing I seen was the Kelpie dude or something like that getting beat up.
Right. That's the last thing you saw.
Yeah. So I'm
So basically, okay, let me kind of explain. Damn, what do y'all see? What is y'all? What are we seeing? Oh, okay, all right. So this is, I guess this is the viral moment right here that is going on. All right. So basically, let me explain to you what's going on. In it to win it says, Johnny, your tattoo art looks amazing. How do you maintain your tats to keep them looking vibrant?
I don't do anything. I just live every day. But I mean, I think it's the artist.
Right.
The artist.
The
Shout
artist
out
killed it. Yeah. That was dope art.
Yeah.
All right. So okay. Now I want your opinion on this, right? So okay, No Jumper was started with okay, somebody else said, let's read this. Could you please ask him if he has a church? Where can I donate?
Yeah, I have a church in Temple City, so it's called the Good News LA Church. But yeah, if you guys go on my Instagram, I have the link tree. You guys can donate. All the proceeds and stuff like that will go to the.
What is your Instagram?
No Script Fellowship.
No Script Fellowship. What does that mean?
So no script, like it's not scripted when we have fellowship. You know, a lot of these other churches will kind of like think about their sermons and plan it out. For me, it's just whatever comes, whatever I'm reading in the Bible, I just talk about.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about this No Jumper thing. Let me just keep you abreast because I'm a part of that universe in a way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna, I'll bring you in it for a little bit and see and get your reaction.
All right.
Okay, so No Jumper, as you know, was started by Adam 22, right? When he started it, it was just him vlogging or whatever, and then he started adding people onto the show to make it like more than just him. Right. So one of the first people that he added was this guy right here, House Phone, and a Korean girl by the name of Cam Girl. Okay. So I think they were the first ones, and then AD came after. Like AD came out after them, but House Phone was one of the first ones on the platform with him. Kind of grew the platform with him to what it is now.
Oh, okay.
So there was something where Adam went to like a porn convention, and because he's into that, he's into porn and stuff. So he goes to a porn convention, and I guess he talks to a transgender person, right? And then the transgender person is talking whatever. I don't know what they're talking about, but basically Adam says something about the transgender might have been, took offense to something that Adam said to the transgender. So now the transgender person goes on I think the transgender says something sexual to Adam, right? And then Adam says something or whatever, right? So then the transgender person goes under a post of No Jumper and says like, oh, something sexual, and ask House Phone, who this person, House Phone, he knows. Okay. So now, so now, let me ask you this. Let's say we all work together, right? We all work together, and this happens. You see a post, somebody says, ask so-and-so, a coworker or like a employee, ask employee, like, ask so-and-so about this. And you know that this could potentially, like, this could be damaging for the person, right?
Yeah.
What would you do?
Like, I wouldn't put it out there. Like, I wouldn't put all the business out. Like, how we move, I would holler at you on the side, basically.
So would you? So what Adam did was he went on a group chat with all of them, like all of the in-house people, and he said it on the group chat, like, oh shit, look at that.
I don't think that's cool.
You wouldn't have done that.
I wouldn't have done that. You got to get at somebody one-on-one. If it's between you, I mean, we're all homies and stuff. I get that, but you can't. You got to holler at them on the side.
Right, because you care about, you have to, regardless of what you did, we have to, like, figure out and not let too many people know about it, right?
Because if the other person feels disrespected, like, I can't tell you how to feel, like, like, disrespected. So I feel like, if I would have just came at you, if someone said something about you, I'll be like, hey, bro, let me pull them to the side.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay, Adam doesn't do that. Adam goes in the group chat and basically says, oh, look at this, and starts laughing, right?
Oh yeah, that's messed
So
up.
then Adam says he asked I guess he asked House Phone on the group chat like, yo, what's up with this? Like, and then House Phone denies it. Like, of course he's gonna deny it because you just blasted him in front of 20, 30 people on the group chat, right? So, and then these are all people with platforms. Eventually that shit's gonna come out. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
So Adam does that, and he doesn't stop there though. He brings the transgender person up to do an interview.
Bro, so he gave him a platform.
He gave him a platform.
That's crazy, bro.
He gave him a platform. He gave the transgender person a platform.
Yeah.
And knowing that because the original message was ask House Phone, so you know that he's trying to blow House Phone up.
Yes.
He's trying to blow House Phone up.
Yeah, of course.
So now, knowing that, Adam brings him up on No Jumper and has a sit down with him in interviews. And throughout this whole interview, the transgender person is talking about House Phone, talking about him. And to the point where Adam says, oh man, I'm gonna look like a bad friend here.
So he realized that, he knew that. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So where was that wrong? I mean,
it was wrong from the jump. I mean, in my opinion,
in your opinion,
wrong from the jump. Like it shouldn't even got there.
He shouldn't even brought him up.
Yeah, at all. He could bring him up.
He edited it though. He had the editor edit all of the stuff out, but at the end of it, the editor supposedly forgot to edit the last part out, and you heard like a snip of his name, and then the internet erupted.
Yeah, of course.
And now before that though, House Phone's mother recently passed away.
Yeah, that sucks.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
he has a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like that's something that I feel like should be taken into consideration when you're doing stuff especially in house. Like we all like co-workers and we're all working and we all like team. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So that was wrong to you.
That was wrong, bro. Straight up. And then just from an outside party looking in, like he should have pulled him to his side. And that goes for anything. It's
anything.
Anything.
Not just this, but anything.
Right. Anything. Yeah,
all right. Now, this is the first time that I guess they come back and do a show. Yeah, this is the first time after that they do their show together, right? So you know the internet is going crazy. People are talking about it. You know, everybody has something to say about it. And you know, I'm definitely House Phone's been sitting with that for like the past week or two.
It's marinating. Yeah.
Marinating. So we are going to look at what happened. Let's see. How can we look at this? How can we see what happened? Let me see. House Phone. Let me see. All right. Is it? Let's see. This one.
Apology. Disrespectful as fuck.
I paid for the fucking
First of all-
funeral as soon as it happened just because.
Hold on.
Apology.
Fucking-
Disrespectful as fuck.
I paid for the fucking
First of all-
funeral as soon
first
as
of
it
all-
happened just because.
That's crazy, bro.
Not here, bro. All right, let me go. Not here, my nigga. Let me go, bro. Walk you outside.
Pussy ass nigga. You ain't pay for shit, nigga. Nigga, you gave me some money, nigga. You didn't pay for the fucking funeral, nigga.
That's crazy, bro.
Right. So that I guess that was the reaction that everybody's going crazy about. So what do you?
I think
Would you go back to work if that was you?
I wouldn't, bro. I would be too enraged, bro. Like that's crazy. Like, you know, so man, I'm just processing all
2 second rule. Everybody's saying 2 second rule.
Exactly.
Everybody is saying 2 second rule.
For real.
People are saying they scripted that, but did he even he just threw like a drink, right?
Yeah. He just like uncapped it and just threw it at him.
Okay.
Said it's fake. You feel like it? What do you feel? You feel like it's scripted?
I don't know. Nah, I don't feel like it's scripted. I don't feel like it's scripted.
Yeah, he looked like heated for real.
Yeah, I don't think it's scripted. I feel like that's just like, I'm surprised he ain't take off on him, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, you know what I mean? I couldn't,
Yeah, that was.
I mean, No Jumper is like a platform that was built in, the manner that it was. And I think it did great things because it was able to, just create opportunities for different people, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I stand on morals and shit. I stand on principles. You know what I mean? And I don't think, honestly, I don't know if I could go back up to that platform, man, because it's just.
Wow. Yeah.
And for me to say that, it takes opportunity from me.
Of course. Yeah, that's what I was like. Yeah. I mean, but that's good though. That's how. You
I
feel.
don't think I could go back up there. You know what I'm saying? I would go and do stuff with the people around it. But I don't know if I could go back up there and do that and do anything with that because it's like, damn, if I just, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. I just feel like if anything that I don't sit right with me and if I allow opportunity to dictate that, I feel like I'm compromising myself.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't feel like a man when I do that.
Right.
I feel like I'm being, I'm just a pawn. Like I'm not, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, man. Like, I agree. I feel like he should have pulled him to the side, man. And like you said, the fact that he didn't even take off on him, like all he did was just
Yeah, he should have took off on him. I ain't gonna lie. He should have took off on him, But I mean, everybody don't do, like so let me ask you a question. That animal instinct type shit, right? Like that way of, was it hard to come out of you or it was like that?
It was hard in the beginning. So it took a period where I had to really like assess. So what the pastor taught me was basically that everything that comes out of you is not from you. And I was like, okay. So he gave me an example. He said, there's times where you lay up in your bed at night and you might be working out or just dead tired physically, right? And you'll have these thoughts come to you like negative thoughts, let's say, and like, oh, I'm lonely or something like that. Well, if that little thought, it starts to kind of grow. I'm lonely, I don't got nobody, what did I do with my life? And then random flashbacks will start coming. And then you would just start snowballing in your thoughts. And basically, you'll end up like nothing is happening. You want to go to sleep, but you can't go to sleep because these thoughts are attacking you, basically, right? And he said, he used an analogy of like, let's say it's your legs, and you walk and you go into like the mall and you pass a Foot Locker. You're like, oh damn, I passed a Foot Locker. You'll stop yourself. If they're your legs, you'll stop yourself and go to Foot Locker. But if you can't stop yourself, like let's say you're walking, you're like, oh, there's Foot Locker, and somebody's pushing you, you're not gonna get to the Foot Locker, right?
No.
So that means it's likewise. If your thoughts are your thoughts, and you tell them, all right, I'm done thinking negative things. It stops right here, but it keeps coming. Those are no longer your thoughts. So he explained it to me. If you're an angry person, right? Like the first thing that comes out, people don't just wake up and murder people, right? The first thing that comes out is like that angry thought of like wanting to kill somebody, let's say, and then you have a choice to follow it or not. So he was kind of teaching me how to think deeply, basically. Whereas before this, I wouldn't think like that. As soon as something came out of me, I just react, like literally, So I started to kind of cultivate that mindset, like you don't have to follow everything that pops out of you. You understand what I'm saying? But people never taught me that. They was just like, they actually taught me the opposite. Like if you feel some type of way, handle your business. But that's so destructive because I would probably be back in prison if I didn't learn that. You know what I mean? I would be probably dead if I didn't learn that because I didn't care if people had a strap and stuff like that. I don't know about you, but I had a point in my life where I was like, I want to die. So I'm not going to go out I'm not going to take myself out.
What point was that?
That was like right when I got out of prison. Because I had seen like everything was just...
When you came out of prison, you said, I don't even care, I want to die.
Yeah, because...
I feel like that too, bro.
Yeah.
Not after the long stretch.
Yeah.
But after like my 2 year stretch, like when I went in, I just didn't care, bro. I was shooting. I like, you know what I mean? I just didn't care. I was just like, whatever, it is what it is. And yeah, I understand that. So how did you? So is God like religion? Is what?
Yeah, it's that connection to not just religion but to the pastor as well. Cause it's just like our OGs, bro. Like I didn't know how to, cut up a brick and all that. Like, but you learn from somebody who knows, right? Likewise, for positive things too, people need a mentor, right? Everyone has mentors. Well, my mentor was a pastor. I was an angry person, but he was calm and peaceful. So it didn't matter if I was angry. If I stood next to him and I got game from him, I started to learn. Oh, okay, this is how you be peaceful. You understand what I'm saying? So it was important. But whereas before that, I was surrounded by people who murdered people who shot people who just knew how to step on a brick and do all this other stuff. So of course I was going that route, So now that I'm connected to, God and people of God, well, I mean, even if I don't want to act godly, like naturally they're influencing me in that positive way. So the connection is very important, who you're connected to, basically. Yeah. So that's what changed me, and that's why I say like I kicked it. But let's say I go back to my homies or I go back to negative environment, I'll probably react the same way. We as people, I don't think we could really change the core of ourselves because a lot of that comes with trauma and things like that. You could kind of maintain it, but for me, that's why I needed to have the pastors. And I meet with them and I do the prison ministry because it keeps me sane. It keeps me stable. I feel like I'm a mental patient on the real, and church is my mental hospital. Like if I leave outside of, church, then I'm like when you're in a mental hospital and you're mental and you're doing crazy things, it's okay. It's all good because that's what mental patients do. That area is for you. But it's when these mental patients leave out and go on Skid Row and tweaking and doing all this crazy stuff, bashing cars, that's when it becomes a problem. So likewise, when I'm in church, like I have to be there, bro, because otherwise I'll wild out on the streets. And that's what's kept me going and out of prison for 8 years. It's not because I have better determination or I'm stronger than somebody or I'm smarter than people. Nah, it's because of church. Straight up. Yeah.
Have you ever had like when you was in prison and stuff, did you ever have any like Russians with the officers and stuff? Did you ever get abused by them and stuff? Like
honestly, for the other car, like in my experience, the cops were always cool with us, bro. Like they cause we don't start issue. I think this is part of our culture too, bro. Like us as Asians in general, we don't start problems. Like we just handle stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So we're not on that bully stuff. Like that's how I felt. And that's how I programmed too. Like it was a very respectful thing. So even the COs, the correctional officers, we'd be cool with them, like, and crack jokes and stuff. And they know, they'll shake down our cells because it was their job, But other than that, I mean, I never really had no issues. But I did see them harassing a lot of other people, though.
Right.
I seen that a lot.
I ain't gonna lie, I had so many problems with the police. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm just a different type of person. Like, police, like, bro, they beat the crap out of me.
Oh, for
before.
real?
Like, I mean, I said it before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They took my teeth. Like, you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
I experienced like a lot of bullshit with the police. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did you see what happened with the Tyree Nichols situation? You don't know?
Oh, with the 4 cops that beat him to death?
Yeah,
in Memphis or whatever? Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that? What's your take on that?
Man, I think that's sad, bro. Honestly, I mean, I
Did you see the
like,
video?
I saw the video. Yeah, I saw the full thing, and
What did that make you feel watching that video?
I mean, of course, I was angry, because I've had cops like kind of slam me on but not to that extent.
But not to that extent.
Yeah, I think that they was just beating him so much so that even the cops became tired. Like they was out of breath, like beating him. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, I felt like that was sad. Like, what did you feel about that when you saw that?
Bro, I see, like, I just see, like, first of all, I seen Tyree, I didn't see that he was really a threat.
Yeah.
Like, he might have resisted a little bit, but, like, chill out. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, that
Yeah.
probably would have just calmed the whole situation down.
Yeah.
But they're like, get on the floor. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And people are saying that there was all black officers, but no, there was a white officer there.
Oh, okay.
Right? And they just recently arrested him too.
That's true.
But I just felt like, there's no compassion there. Like, there wasn't any compassion.
Yeah.
But then who's to say what they went through a week prior? I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what their job was like before that day. You know what I'm saying? Or what happened the day before they could have got shot at. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But the way that they performed their duties that day, it was just, it's just, it wasn't protect, serve and protect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was, oppress. You know what I mean? And even though they was black, I felt like, I've seen officers in prison be way worse than the white officers.
I've seen that too, to their own race too. That's true, bro. There's a lot of Hispanics cops who would treat their own people like messed up.
Why do you think they do that?
Honestly, I don't know, bro. I mean, what we would think back then, and I don't feel like I think like this now, but I would think like it was just to appease to the people above them, their superiors.
So you don't think that that's the case now?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't been locked up for a while, but I'm saying just in my experience, like, yeah, I feel like it was like that. And if it's still going on now,
I think it's definitely like that,
think
bro.
so? Yeah.
Hell yeah, because you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if they're in a place and it's all the leaders like are, let's say white, right? And they don't want to. I feel like a lot of times the officers don't want to feel like they're the same as the inmates.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, so they try to differentiate themselves.
So they try to go above and beyond to like show them, oh, I'm not like them. I don't, I don't agree with what they do. I hate that actually. You know what I'm saying? So they go above and beyond. They want to go crazy. They want to go extra crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That makes sense, bro. That makes sense.
And I feel like, I don't know, that might have been the case in that situation, but I have like a really, when I see police brutality, that shit really bothers me because it's like, I've been at the butt of it. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
And so yeah. There's another super chat, Johnny. I'm happy for everything you overcame, but bro, would you go on Singles Inferno? Cause you got some good looks, man. No homo. God bless the both of y'all. What is Singles?
I don't know what that is.
What is Singles Inferno? I guess like, is that a dating site or something?
I don't know.
So yeah, rest in peace, Tyree Nichols,
Rest
man.
in peace, man. Nonetheless, you shouldn't have lost a life. That's sad, bro.
Yeah, but so how's it? How long have you been out now?
So I've been out since 2014. Yeah, so what's that? 9 years now?
Yeah, that's like a little right before I came home.
Oh, for real?
How much time did you do?
So I did 10 years at 85%, so 8 years and some change.
Damn, you got sentenced to what?
To
10?
10, yeah.
That's
With
like I got
85%,
sentenced
yeah.
to 11.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of like
That was original.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Dang, that's crazy. Did you plead? Did you?
yeah, I
out?
pled. Hell yeah, I pled. Taking at the trial.
Yeah.
What are you nuts? Yo, how was prison?
It was crazy, bro.
But did you get a chance to like? Did it change you? Like, did you get a chance to like? Yeah.
For sure.
What was that? What was like a daily? What was like your like your first 2 years in there? How was that like?
So first 2 years was pretty hectic. Like a year and a half, I didn't know how to program because I was a YA baby. So I went in there with the mindset of if anybody
2-second rule.
Yeah, and that's a no-no, because you can't do. You move as a car. You can't move personally. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like, I feel some type of way, I'm gonna do. No, you got to get at people's. Like I didn't even know like you have to get at people's people. You understand? Like if I have an issue with a Hispanic dude, I can't just take off on him. That'll cause a race war. So I had to learn things like that.
So was there a situation that happened that got that could have went out of hand?
Stuff like that I can't talk about, honestly.
Okay.
But yeah. So it was just things like that can happen, basically. Though.
Right. But you had to learn quick.
Yes, bro, and I had to, and I had a problem with that just because I couldn't handle my anger, you know. And
How long did it take for you to how long did you take for you to like understand it?
I understood it quickly. I just didn't agree with it. You understand? I was stubborn. Like I knew like you can't do that now because that's the dynamic of things. But in my heart, I still had hatred for certain people because the other side, the enemies were in there too. And I'm like, bro, you done shot at my homie. Like I can't be cool with you. You want me to break down a spread with you? Like, come on now. You know, I would feel like that.
So how long did it take for you to kind of like get past that?
To get past that, I would say about a year. After my year, and I kind of, it came to my mind that, you know, I'm going to have to live here for a little bit. So I probably need to stop.
So you kind of, you let it go.
Yeah.
You let some of that go.
Yeah, yeah. And that was also because some of those dudes were very solid individuals. Like, they was lifers, and they had already been programming. And they was like, you know, being respectful, giving me care packages and stuff like that, you know? And then I was realizing, like, damn, man, we're the same. Like, I went through struggle. His dad beat him up, and, you know, we're the same. Like, we just represent two different sides, but we're the same people, actually. You know?
So like when you were in prison, like what did you get an education in there? Like
yeah,
what,
yeah. I got my GED in there. I took anger management. I took counseling as well.
Did the anger management help you?
Nah, I'll be real. Like it was temporary things. Like they taught you breathing techniques.
Yeah, breathing, count to 10.
Count to 10 type of stuff. And I think the more I counted, the more angry I got. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I didn't like it. But yeah, it didn't do anything for me. I'll keep it real.
Right. And the only thing that really, so at what point did you like say, you know, I'm not going back to prison?
I said it, you know, probably like before I was getting out, like maybe a few months before I was getting out, when I dropped, my points had dropped and I went to a level 2 yard, and I was like, I'm not gonna come back here. But the crazy thing was I had that fear, bro, like of like, yeah, you don't want to come back, but you don't know what's gonna happen. Like I couldn't say 100% that I'll never come back. You understand? I could say it with my mouth, but if I was to keep it real inside of my heart, I was like, man, I don't think I might actually come back. Because there's people who, when I was doing my stretch, they were saying the same thing. Man, I'm never gonna come back, homie, blah, blah, blah. And you see them back there.
Right.
And you're just like, bro, what happened? And you start to realize, like, bro, it's not your determination, you know, but I felt that, bro. That fear kind of,
Yo, I had that same fear, bro. Because there was a good time that I wasn't free for more than a year. Like, I wasn't, like, I'll come out, and 6 months, I'm back inside. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Come out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
8 months, come right back inside. And it's like, damn, like, and then, like, people, you grow up with people in the system, like, damn, oh, boom, boom, and then you go to this spot, oh, he came back through, and it's just like a reunion every time you go back in jail.
Yeah.
And then I remember just like seeing this old man. I was on a bus going to a jail, and this man was like 76 years old, bro. And he came with a fresh new number, head bald, like fresh number, fresh greens, like, and I was just like, and he said he had 8 years. I was like, man.
At 76, that's crazy.
Man, like what the fuck? And he's right at home. Oh, tell him to bring the cigarettes and the towel, and man, if you don't.
Damn.
I remember I said to myself, bro, never, ever. That's not going to be me, bro. Like, that can't be me.
For sure.
So then I made up my mind. I'm like, nah, I'm like, cause I'm not gonna be 70 in this bitch, right? Like, it's crazy. Like, I spent all of my 20s in here. I spent most of my juvenile like years in here. Nah, fuck that. I'm living the rest of my life like outside. You know what I'm saying?
Right. For sure.
So you know, I started taking the steps of like, you know, just fixing what was going on, what was wrong inside like of me. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, I still feel like I'm still fixing it, but for the most part, you know, I've done a really good job in like just changing that. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, man. For sure. All the success that you got, you know, I mean, come on. Like, people who've been through that, they know that it's not easy, bro. You could have easily, like, went out and reoffended or, did something crazy or be strung out. I know a lot of people who come out can't handle the real world because they're institutionalized and they're just strung out, too. So to be able to have a platform and, bro, that's crazy, man. Like big ups, bro. Much
No doubt,
respect,
man.
bro.
So what you got going on now? What else do you like? What's the vision?
So right now, I think it's kind of been blowing up a little bit, like in terms of the software underbelly has me buzzing and stuff. So I've been trying to work with. There's a lot of people hitting me up, and doing podcasts and a lot of the Christian oriented stuff. Trying to probably get into that more, and then I'm still doing the prison ministry. So I go to Lancaster State Prison every Thursday, and just go there.
Yo, what noise are you guys talking about? What noise do you guys hear? Do you hear noise? Can you explain your deep connection with black people, Mac? Give me 1 second. Yo, what noise do you hear? Y'all hear a noise? Too much knocking and tapping noises in the background.
I think when you're shaking your leg, maybe.
I don't know. You guys still hear the tapping and knocking noises? I don't hear nothing. I got a tapping. What tapping? I don't hear no tapping at all.
The knocking noise. It's a knocking noise.
It's like a knocking noise. Johnny should do. It's a tapping or knocking noise. It's knocking noise, bro. There's nobody knocking. I don't know. You hear any knocking?
No.
There's no knocking. Not now. Knocking sound. Cat. Yeah. Yo, have you thought about doing like different content? Like I don't know, just different type of content.
Yeah, kind of. But I think like I never really thought about it, like deeply. I mean, I just feel like.
I feel like you should, bro.
Yeah, I know you was telling me that earlier, bro.
I feel like you should, man. I feel like a lot of Asian people, we like don't like to do this stuff because it's just in our culture to like not be in front of a camera.
Right.
But I feel like 2023, bro, we don't have enough representation.
Yeah, I agree.
Like good representation. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a bunch of nerds and a bunch of whatever. I mean, no knocking to them, but we need a different type of representation too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
The noise is back. Stop shaking your legs. Nobody's shaking. What noise? Let me see. What are y'all talking about? Wonder, keep on knocking, but you can't come in. He got to take you out to eat food. The mic is haunted. Yo, food video. Yo, a food video. What kind of food do you like?
Bro, everything, bro.
You like food?
Everything.
Are you a foodie?
Bro, I love food, man.
What's your
Especially-
favorite food?
Right now, I'm on a shabu shabu tip, bro. Like all you can eat shabu in Alhambra. It's fire, bro. We gotta go one of these days.
Oh yeah, let's do that. I'm actually supposed to go to well, I'll tell you off of this. There's no noise anymore. It's a credit card shop. They try. Yo, I don't know what the hell y'all talking about, man. But I do think you should do more content, bro. I feel like you can make a lot of money on it, and it's not about the money, but you can make a lot of changes on it.
Yeah.
You can guide the people in the right way that only you can, and I feel like you should do more content. I feel like you can actually make a living off of it because people gravitate towards your whatever you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we do need a representation, and you also look different on camera. Like you pop on camera. You know what I'm saying? Because of the tattoos and all that, and I think that helps with content and stuff. So I really think that you should think about doing more content and doing more different stuff.
Yeah, I'll definitely give it. Yeah, for sure. I feel you. I'll definitely give it a deeper thought.
You know how to cook?
I do. My dad was a chef.
Your dad was a chef?
Yeah, he was a Chinese chef. He worked in Chinatown and Koreatown. He could get down. He had his own restaurant before we were born and stuff. So yeah.
He showed you how to cook?
Yeah, some like the wok and stuff like that.
You know how to work a wok?
Yeah, bro. My dad was OG with that, man. I haven't touched it in a while, but yeah, I'm pretty sure.
What's up with you and your dad now?
We're good, bro. We have a real good relationship.
Real good relationship.
Yeah, I talk about it in that interview, but basically, Pastor told me to just apologize to him.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, in that part.
But so now, like, you guys.
Super good. I see
How
him
often
every
do you
week.
see him?
Every week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he lives in San Gabriel Valley still. So yeah, I take him out to eat and stuff.
That's crazy. I don't have a relationship with my father.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever like. You know.
Do you feel like it affects you in any way though? Like on a personal tip, if I could ask you that, like, cause I'm wondering, you know, like it
You
affected
go to
me.
Thailand? You be going to Thailand?
Yeah.
Oh, word?
Yeah. I go to
How's Thailand?
It's good, bro. I mean, I love it. I go there for the prisons and you know and do the ministry and stuff.
I want to go to Thailand.
Bro, you should, bro. It's legit, man.
Tap vibrating noise. What is it? This phone? I don't know what y'all talking about. Tapping, work, or tapping noise. You guys, shut up, man. What tapping noise you guys are talking about? Yo, I hate you guys, man. Yo, do you think you're asking me if I feel like it affects me?
Did it? Yeah. Does it affect you in any way? Like, do you feel any? You know, like you ever reminisce and just have a thought pop up?
No.
Never. Huh?
I don't think about shit. I don't miss people.
That's crazy, bro.
I don't miss people. I don't think about people. I don't even remember. Like sometimes I'll be telling stories and I'll be like it seems like I'm making it up, but I'm really not, but I just don't remember shit.
Yeah.
Cause I block it all out. I don't even think about shit. But then I can't just block it out. I block everything out. Like I block feelings, I block all that shit. None of that shit. And I think it, you know, it worked for me, but I think it's stopping me from growing a lot too. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I mean? But because it was a gift, because I'm not going crazy out of all the stuff that I've been through. You know, but I can't connect with people the way that, you know.
Like on a deep level.
I can't.
Dang, that's crazy. So do you feel like you developed that?
I don't miss my mother, bro.
Really?
I don't miss her.
She.
Yeah, I love her. I talk to her, but I could go a month without talking to her. It's crazy, right? Like it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? But you know, it's just that. But when I was a kid, she used to just leave me over here, leave me over there, leave me over here, and
Just got used to it.
I just got so used to it that now to this day I kind of like, you know. And now she wants to, you know what I mean? And I don't think she did it on purpose because she had to work and all that stuff.
Of course.
But now it's like, you know. But do you go through that? I don't think you probably went through that. Like
I went through that in the beginning, before I actually, you know, like changed my life around. You know, YA, they taught us too, like, forget about your family.
Yeah, forget about your family. Christmas time comes, like, yo, don't even think about.
Right, and I think that, I feel like for me personally, I can't speak on your side, but for me, like, I just developed that where I was like, nobody cares about me, so fuck it, whatever, you know, I'm gonna do what I do. If you write me, great. If you don't pick up my phone calls, whatever. Like, I wasn't really bent on that, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's crazy how much similarities we got, man. Honestly,
Yo, my father, I wouldn't. Honestly, like, I don't even think about my father. I don't care about anything that he has. Like, I just, you know, he can die, and I wouldn't feel no way about never even seeing him again, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. But
is it because he did something in particular? Like, was
I mean, yeah, I mean, he, you know, he fucking, you know what I'm saying? He did what he did. He told on, you know.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
But even besides that, he wasn't there anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right, on
But
top
you
of
know,
that.
when he did that, he put me and my mom in a position. You know what I'm saying? So I always look at him like, yo, you's a bitch. Like, I don't even want anything to do with you. I've honestly, and people be like, yo, Matt, you go so hard on certain stuff, I can't help it, bro. I'm like, I really can't. I wish I could just be shut the fuck up and not say shit. Yeah, I really wish I could do that. I just can't. You know what I'm saying? Like because look, yo, I disown my own father, the person that brought me to this. Or I wouldn't spit on him if he was on fire, bro. Honestly, I wouldn't give a fuck. I walk the other way, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's cold, it's whatever, but that's just like,
That's the truth. Yeah.
it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's crazy that I think sooner or later I have to kind of like examine that, and I think it does affect me.
Yeah.
So your question, does it still affect me? Yes, it does affect me.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? It affects me in a way where, you know, I feel like I still haven't grown from it. I just don't even look at it.
Yeah.
But I haven't healed from it.
I see. I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, bro. I didn't know all that. You know what I mean? That's
Right. Yeah. Oh, you didn't know that. Oh, so my father.
Yeah, I didn't know anything.
My father was a flying dragon.
What? So your ghost shadows.
Right.
Shit, that's crazy. Okay.
My father's a flying dragon, but he was like top dog flying dragon.
Oh,
like
okay.
he was like the number 2 guy. You ever heard of Machine Gun Johnny?
Yeah.
He was Machine
Right
Gun
hand.
Johnny's right hand. Machine Gun Johnny was my uncle. Like Uncle Seven, Chesok, he was my godfather. Like I grew up like
No
in
way.
it, in the mix, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Damn.
And then I watched all of that shit just like kind of,
Crumble
you know,
down.
crumble down.
Yeah.
And I always felt like me and my mom had something to do with it because people would look at us like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I always had that grudge. You know what I mean? So that's why when I had the opportunity to join the gang, I joined the other gang.
Yeah. I understand. It's like it's unraveling now. Damn, that's crazy, bro. I didn't know that.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, man, thank you for coming on this platform, bro. We did a good 2 hours on this.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Is there anything you want to say to the people before we wrap this up?
Just thankful, you know. Shout out to China Mac too, and everyone that's on Mac Talk TV. Like, appreciate you guys. Hopefully we can collab more in the future.
Yeah,
We gotta
we
get some
should.
food, bro.
We
for
should
sure.
definitely get some food and
Yeah.
and do something dope.
Take
but-
you to my neighborhood and stuff too.
You still live over there?
Yeah, in Alhambra.
Alhambra is nice, bro.
Yeah.
I love Alhambra,
Yeah.
bro. It's like fucking all nice and shit, and it's fucking all Chinese food. The Chinese food is better out here than New York City. Have you ever been to New York?
I've been to I've never been to New York's Chinatown, but I've been to Long Island and Manhattan.
Long Island and Manhattan?
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Wait, what was you doing in Long Island?
I was doing
a church?
Church stuff, like Bible conferences and stuff like that. Yeah.
What was the first time you read the Bible?
In prison.
You read the whole Bible?
Yeah, I read it front to
Sheesh,
back.
I tried to read the Bible so many times, bro. I never finished. This is crazy. I've read the Bible so many times, and I just remember just reading it, and I just don't understand nothing I'm reading. I was just like, man, I'm slow, bro. I can't understand this, man. But what's your favorite Bible verse? What's a Bible verse that you feel like, you know, if anybody's going through something, you can like share it with them. Maybe they can help them through something.
Hebrews chapter 10 verse 14 says, "For by one offering he has perfected forever them that are sanctified." So if you break that verse down, it says one offering, which is Jesus Christ. He died, and everyone knows that he died for our sins. But God is saying that we're perfected. Perfected is in past tense, meaning already perfect, and it says forever, which means eternally. So when I was connected to myself and I thought I was imperfect, well, how did I live imperfectly? You know, I thought I was a sinner. I thought I didn't care about nothing. I thought I was a Wah Ching Gang member, so I lived like that. But when I disconnected my thoughts from that and I just connected to what the Word said, it didn't make sense to me, but God is saying you're perfect. Well, I believe he had the keys to the kingdom of heaven. So if he's telling me I'm perfect and righteous, where do righteous people go? They go to heaven. So that right there gave me hope. And I realized I don't have to live like a knucklehead no more, because this whole time my thoughts was telling me, man, you ain't nothing, you know, you're going to die, and, you know, like, fuck it, just do whatever you want to do. Like, you only live once anyway. And I didn't know that verse was saying, bro, you're perfect. You don't have to live that way. Not perfect because I'm a good person. Not perfect because I changed, but perfect because somebody paid my debt, basically. And so that's when I started to change. That was 8 years ago. Still big in my heart. But it's a constant battle because your thoughts is gonna tell you you're nothing. Like if you think about it, these thoughts are destructive. A lot of our thoughts are real negative and real angry, and they're trying to bring us down. And I'll give you an example. You know, like I had a homie who, you know, he's like a model. You know, he gets a lot of women, and he has sex with like over 200 girls. And this dude goes raw. Like he don't use no rubber. Like that's just his thing. You know, I'm not gonna put his name out there, but he's one of the homies, right?
He's just raw dog.
Yeah, he just raw dog, straight up. And about 3 months ago, he said, "Bro, I got AIDS." Like he just flat out came out and told me, and I was like, "What?" I wasn't really surprised, honestly. I was like, you know.
I mean, not to laugh, but
Yeah.
yeah, of course, you're going to doing that.
Right.
Eventually, you know, you yourself know. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But then I told him, like, how do you know, you got AIDS? Like, did you get tested? And he was like, nah, but I lost weight. I got the symptoms. I said, bro, just go get tested. And he's like, you know what, man, that's shameful. Like, I don't want to, like, he just didn't want to do it, you know, for whatever reason. And, like, 3 months after that, this dude, like, basically sends me a text message. And it's like one of them eerie texts again. You know, like, hey, bro, I love you. God bless you. Think about me when I'm, you know, this and that. And I'm just like, what the hell? So I go to this dude's house, you know, banging on the door, and open the door, and this dude's sitting there in his boxers with his strap on his hip, and he's contemplating doing it. Like, he's not, there's a look that he had that he's just like a blank stare. Like, he was just staring in the distance, you know? And so I'm like, bro, like, what's going on, you know? And he's like, yeah, he wanted to kill himself. So I told him, give me like 3 days, bro. Just come kick it with me, get out this house, you know, it's all like, just get out of here. And let's go get you tested. We take you to Kaiser Permanente, they do a full panel, takes like 72 hours. Give me 3 days. So this dude, you know, comes with me, he goes and gets tested. After 72 hours doing
He
the
doesn't
full
even have
panel,
it.
Negative. Negative for everything, bro. And
Wow.
yeah, and that's when he started to realize, because I told him, bro, what was making you do that? Because if you smoked yourself, you would have died for nothing, right? But what made you do that? Was it that you really had AIDS? No, it was the thought telling you, bro, you got AIDS, you got this, you got that. And he started to, you know, this is unfair and God ain't real and all, whatever it was that you was believing in yourself, nobody was telling you nothing. And that's what he started to see. Now he's coming to church with me and stuff like that. But yeah, it was crazy, bro. He started to see that not all of our thoughts are good. Not all of our thoughts are from us. There's something that's kind of putting it in. And it always attacks us when we're alone, bro. That's what it comes down to. Like, when I'm alone and I stay stagnant, idle hands, they say, right, is the work of the devil, basically. So if you're not pushing, you're not constantly working, your mind is just going to overthink, and it's just going to make you kind of, like, drag you into something that's not even, like, nothing's happening, but it's all in your head, basically. Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, man. So, yo, listen. Johnny, thank you so much for pulling up.
Absolutely.
It was a great build.
Appreciate you.
You know what I'm saying? I think I love the fact that you're going so viral right now, and like, you know, you all over the place. I think you have a great message, and you the type of person that needs to be, you know, that needs to have that message out, because you have a good message. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you for that. And all right, listen, man. Everybody follow Johnny at what's your?
No Script Fellowship. No Script Fellowship.
Do you have a YouTube?
Yeah. YouTube is Righteous Nomad, and TikTok is also Righteous Nomad too.
All right, UW, with the love of God, Mac, could you please ask him if he could just do a quick prayer? If you don't want to, that is totally fine with me. Cheers. I mean, you want to?
I mean, if you're cool with it, I'll do a quick prayer.
Do your thing.
All right. Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to have this fellowship, and thank you for, you know, introducing me to Brother Mac here too. Truly, God, we can't really do anything without your presence and without your patience. So please give us the heart to be humble always, God, and remember who we really are. We're people without you, God, that can't do anything. So I'm thankful that you blessed him with the platform. You've blessed him with the work ethic and the hard work. And I pray that you give everybody who's listening to this also some encouragement and that heart to ultimately turn to you. We leave everything in your hands, God, and in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you for that. All right, y'all. Yo, much love. Everybody be safe, be great, and don't go in nothing raw dog. Strap up, shorty. You heard? And I'll holla at y'all later. Yo, somebody let me know about my picks. Did I win? Yo, because I started doing this sports betting thing. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but somebody just gave me a bunch of picks. I put $700 in that shit today. I won.
Money line?
Huh?
Money line?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know about that?
Yeah, of course.
Yo, somebody let me know if I won or not. Yo, but everybody show some love. Put a W in the chat for Johnny before we leave. Put a W in the chat for Johnny before we leave. Put some prayer hands or a W in the chat for Johnny. Let's go. Let's see all the W's ring off right now. And look, if anybody missed this video, I'm gonna be taking this video down. This live will not be up anymore. I'm gonna put up clips. I'll have the clips up. If you want to watch the live in its full entirety, join membership, and look out for the clips. The clips will be coming real soon. Shout out to all the W's out there. Much love. Appreciate y'all. Peace.